Look at this, folks. I am with Linda G, the Comanche psychic, and Annette Dion, a psychic in Rockport, Massachusetts. And this is Bridge Cape Band's New Year Spectacular Psychic Predictions for 2022. I guess that's what we'll call it. Who knows that?
So we're calling it okay. Sounds
Yeah.
good. You got the fireworks there. We're good.
Yeah. Well, so first off the bat, how are you doing, ladies? This must be a busy time of year for you both.
Just holding down the fort.
Yes. And by the way, you two look marvelous, may I say.
You look great too. I love the tiara.
You guys are coming into the new year, got your stuff, but I have announced on my channel that after 2022, I will no longer be doing personal readings. So I'm booked now going into November of next year. But I have to stop, you know. You guys are still young. I'm older. It's time for.
Are you gonna go in the movies, or what are you gonna do?
Oh, well, I am writing my book, but no, I'm doing YouTube. I'll be giving away free readings.
I don't know. I see a movie.
Really?
Yes. Maybe your book will become a movie.
Maybe. I wonder who played my part.
You.
Wonder Woman?
Right, yeah. Who plays Linda G in Linda G the movie?
Yeah, who would play my part?
We'll have to put a poll up there for folks tonight.
Whoever it is, they have to have a fat head because I got a big ass head. My head is big as Oprah's.
You can play you.
There you go. Maybe, yeah. Maybe my younger version, I'd be something else. So,
well, ladies, you know, we have a ton of questions. We've been collecting these since our last show. And obviously, it's a very tumultuous time worldwide. Of course, it's the end of the year, so people have questions they need answered. So how this will work is I'll bring up a viewer's question. We'll start with Linda. She's our special guest today to give her answer. Annette, feel free to sort of piggyback off of Linda's answer, and then vice versa. We'll just kind of do that. We have all kinds of categories, the usual suspects: politics, weather, natural phenomena, otherworldly stuff. Potpourri, that's a special subject where we have
I like that, yeah.
A mishmash of questions. If you want any of those subjects, just throw them my way, and I'll flip through my pages here and offer one of those. So are we locked in with our guides, ladies? Are we ready to go?
Always. I got a brand new bell to ring in the new year.
Awesome, I love it.
Beautiful.
Nice at a witch store.
That's
all
great.
Right. So, let's start with Linda G. And
okay.
This is probably the most popular question we've gotten in the last few weeks. Is everyone wants to know what is happening with Ron DeSantis? The name just keeps coming up over and over and over again.
You know what? I'm going to take a look, see. Because when I think of him, I'm getting nothing, which is weird.
I just heard that he vanished. I just heard that like an hour ago.
Yeah, how long has it been since he's even showed himself?
2 weeks.
12 days, yeah.
Is he sick with COVID? Let's check it out.
So that's so funny, Linda. That's literally the part of that question.
We're wondering.
Let's check it out. Where's Ron? Somebody said, where's Waldo? Where's Ron? Where's Ron go?
So clever.
And no inside. Usually insiders will open up. He's sick.
I get that too.
He's not feeling well.
I get that too. Yeah.
He's sick. Ooh, he's real sick.
Uh-huh.
Dang. Like he's got something that could kill him.
Like,
look. And then
like what happened to Trump when he was like, no, the virus is a hoax, the virus is a hoax, the virus is a hoax. And then lo and behold, you know, that's the science. If you expose yourself like crazy, the odds are you're going to get it.
And let me just mention this too. His wife is mad at him. Maybe she's sick too, or maybe he got one of the kids sick. But his wife is like very heartbroken about him.
Well, she's high risk because she's fighting breast cancer right now, the poor thing.
Oh my God. Doesn't that make sense? The wife shows?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I will say he's sick. And they're trying to keep it very hush hush. It could be his wife that's sick.
So I think
it crosses. If she somebody may die from this, but if she crosses, he will probably shut down.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? That brings to mind a reading I did a couple months ago when I said when they found out that she had breast cancer, Ron DeSantis's wife. And I did a reading where I saw that that was going to take him away from the main stage.
Okay, so
this
maybe he's definitely not there because of illness. Is it his own illness or is it his wife's illness?
I think it's his own illness.
Okay.
I think if it was his wife, he would still be out in public, don't you?
I don't know.
I'm going to ask the pendulum.
That's the pendulum.
He has COVID.
Oh my God. Hey, I like that pendulum. It's pretty.
Brand new. I went shopping yesterday.
That's very
At the
pretty.
Valley. This is copper.
Very.
I lose my pendulum, so I have to buy a whole bunch of them.
I always break them. I don't know why. They start twirling and then the bottom end flies off.
Just means you're done with them. Too much energy, right?
Much energy.
Hey, have you ever seen this deck, Linda? Do you see the back of it?
Very pretty.
I found this deck in my stash of decks, and I don't have the box. I have no idea what it is, but it's a great deck. Maybe someone will know. It has like a Celtic pattern on the back.
Yeah. Anybody that knows this, how should they write you and tell you?
They can put it in the comments or
Okay.
Annette Dion psychic@gmail.com.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for that answer. We want to thank Kimberly, Holly, and Beth Abramson for those questions. All right. Moving
Thank you,
on.
guys.
Thank you.
Good question. Good question.
We have another MIA here. This is from Carolina H. Sean Hannity has been MIA from Fox after his text to Mark Meadows was released by Liz Cheney. Any info on why he departed suddenly?
Oh, I
And
want to
where-
look at that. I want to
where
look at
is he?
that.
Did you read on that already? Because it seems like I did a reading on that already.
Nope,
think
we
I
definitely
might have.
haven't done that.
No? Are we
Should I
both,
go?
or are you giving this question to Annette?
And
I'm
why
gonna
don't you
look while
start?
Annette's looking.
Well, I'll start, but I told Kory, I gave him a heads up. I'm like, we're both going to want to chime in because you know how we psychics get. We're like, oh, yeah, I get that. Oh, I don't get that. So usually it's, yeah, I get that too. So Sean Hannity, I got that he left the country. And I'm getting like kind of like middle Europe-ish. So I'm going to pick 3 cards about where he went. When did he disappear?
I don't have a time frame, but it's been after his text to Mark Meadows was released.
Maybe he's with Ron.
And don't forget, didn't Fox News, they got sued after all? The judge said, yeah, that him and Fox News are being sued for fake information. And then he said, I'm going on a vacation.
Yeah.
And
but for
everybody
what-
said, yeah, right.
But for what fake information? That's what they said about Ron DeSantis. They said he went on vacation. What fake information? Because I've been getting that Fox News has a mile-high stack of lawsuits.
Oh, for the voting machines. They're suing them for billions.
Dominion, yeah.
Dominion.
Yeah.
And I guess it just got forwarded that it can be heard. And so that's when Sean Hannity said, I'm gonna be gone for a little while. Digging a hole under the ground.
It has real mobster energy, doesn't it?
Mhm.
I'm gonna be taking a little trip. I said, well, maybe Sean Hannity is with Ron, and then I pulled the 2 of Cups. I have been saying that Ron had he had awareness of January 6th. He knew what was up.
Okay.
And that 2 of Cups is affirming that. Somebody's making Sean Hannity, an offer to get out of Dodge. That's the King of Cups. And the Emperor, here I feel like this is Trump. So Trump is well aware of where Sean Hannity went. But I feel like it's overseas and it's crazy, but I'm feeling Russia. Is that crazy? Probably.
No.
Seems-
We'll let the viewers
okay.
decide on that.
It's I'm getting he's overseas and he's kind of like over in the area of Europe.
Well, here's the other deal. He was on the horn with Trump through all 4 years. That's
And
who Trump called. And it was due to Hannity's advice and that other guy that died, that other Fox News guy that died, that he'd be on the phone with him all the time. And this guy, Sean Hannity, would be telling Trump what to do and he'd listen.
Sean Hannity played a bigger role than Pence.
Yeah.
exponentially bigger role. They were on the phone every night. They had their little bedtime call.
Yeah.
Interesting
They're in
stuff.
love.
All right, we want to thank Carolina for the question. Next, we're back to Linda G. Linda, this question is from Gem Rocks, and she says, this is regarding the December, January, February Venus retrograde cycle. Could you just comment for the global community regarding relationships, commitment, letting go of the past, and getting clear on what we value?
Okay.
That's astrology.
That's astrology. I'm not an astrologist.
Mm-hmm.
But let me repeat that question to me.
Okay, so in regards to December, January, February Venus retrograde cycle, just comment for the global community regarding relationships, commitment, letting go of the past, and getting clear on what we value.
Okay, so I can answer that, but nothing to do with astrology. However, we can probably speakerphone call Andre and ask him. But let me tell you something. I know about relationships because I've had my share. The key to relationships, it's not looking to the other person for what you need.
Right.
It's being yourself, and that other person adds to you, not somebody that you have this list of things that they should be for you, your savior, your money maker, whatever. None of that works. Trust me. You have to be connected within yourself and know when love comes, you almost have to have a love for yourself. And it's very hard for mankind to love themselves, which is weird. You know, we have all that conditioning going on and the criticism and everything. So breathe and be present as much as you can. And I have read, honest to God, I think some of the most magnificent human beings that are in a absolutely fantastic relationship. Really happy. So it does exist, because sometimes I would think it doesn't. There are people that can match you, and there are people in your life that you'll go through that will leave, but it doesn't mean it was terrible. Take that experience and move forward, you know, because I was the type, if you left me, you know, you'd probably end up somewhere.
Look out.
Good person. But now that, you know, after cancer and being awake, it helps to know that all man is wonderful. And the law of this world in the higher consciousness is mercy. Always show mercy to yourself and to others.
Well,
and relationships will just grow.
So that's the Venus little spiel, right? Also, I don't know, just since we're on the Venus topic, Venus went retrograde. I think it's the 19th, if I'm seeing that correctly on my calendar. I just, between me and Linda, I just want to ask Linda, do you get a lot of women in particular asking you where he is, when he's going to show up, what sign he is, what his name is? I'm almost to the point, and I don't mean to sound like mean, but I'm almost to the point by the same token that I'm not going to really allow people to ask that question, because my guides tell me 100% free will.
Yeah.
It's 100% free will. And if somebody's broadcasting, I have to have somebody, I'm so desperate, I have to have somebody, and they don't really even believe that he's going to show up, then he's not going to show up. And I'm saying because you have to believe it, first of all, and you can't be, like you're saying, you can't be looking to like complete yourself, like that line in the Jerry Maguire movie that Tom Cruise says, you complete me. That's like, you know, the whole Cinderella thing, and like it doesn't work like that.
No, it's unfortunate, but it doesn't work like that. But let me tell you something. I was the one that calling the psychics wondering, will he come back? When is he coming? I too was one.
We've all been there.
Desperately wanted to know, desperately. And now, as I read, especially the young ones, or even older women who've lost their husbands and want to know, is someone else coming in? I tap into who they are, and I say, you know, you're so worth having someone come in.
Yeah.
So you just allow. Don't be looking, because there's nothing out there that will complete you. Everything's in here. But these young girls, these young girls, let me tell you something. They're just so sweet. Yeah. Totally understand exactly, because all people want is love. And guys too. I read a lot of guys that would like
Oh
it.
yeah, definitely. It's just I just find that people really deep down they don't believe that they're gonna have love.
Right, and you don't want to be predicting when they're not even ready.
No, and you want to keep the mystery in it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to tell them everything. So anyway, relationships are 100% free will. I get it's up to the two people, right time, right place, to both want the same thing.
A long
Sure.
time ago, one of my guys said to me, "You cannot make somebody love you." Period.
No,
Mm-mm.
you can't make somebody do anything.
No.
Right? People try, but anyway, just in regarding the Venus
I
retrograde
can
thing.
blackmail, but I can't make them love me.
Try as you might.
Is it a 3-week thing, the Venus retrograde cycle? Is that what you said?
3 months. December
3
to
months, okay.
February. Yeah.
But
I
can
think
I
that-
ask you, Annette, what does that
What?
mean? What does that
Well,
represent?
Well, when a planet retrogrades, and I'm not in astrology either, but when you're in this work this long, you just kind of pick stuff up. A retrograde means kind of going inward. So Venus is the planet of love. And if it means going inwards, it's a feminine energy planet. So there's going to be a lot of sort of revisiting things that have to do with the feminine. So it's interesting that we're in this Roe versus Wade, conundrum right now. It's a little bit of going backwards to like the old way it was, but I think we're visiting the old way that things were so we can choose again.
Okay.
It's time to re-choose. So it's a time that we'll have to reflect on like things like women's rights. And then look what's happening with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, I know.
Oh boy.
Major abuse of young women. Major.
And
oh my
you
God.
predicted too, right? That she would
Yeah.
be fit.
And
And I
this has
think
been a
that-
theme when we've done these shows together. So
Yeah.
literally the very next question
What?
is from Tony Stokes. Will Ghislaine Maxwell survive after her trial? Will she reveal all? What will be the consequences of the trial on the people who abuse these young women?
That's how many questions is that?
It's a lot, but I mean, I guess we're just commenting on Ghislaine Maxwell. So if
Well,
we
I
can-
feel she's furious, and I feel she's already planning on, what do they call when you say, Your Honor, can I have another trial?
Yeah, they're already planning on that. They're
And
planning
Linda,
to.
did you
appeal.
know that Ghislaine Maxwell was literally hiding out in the town next door to me and Annette?
Oh, yeah,
That's
she was
where-
in New Hampshire. Yeah, she
For
was
months
in.
and months, yeah. But then that guy took her up to New Hampshire to his other place. And it's just like a regular, well, not that much of a regular guy, but we know him around here. It's crazy.
Oh,
Oh, you know who he is? I didn't know what the name was. We won't mention it, but obviously, but you
Yeah.
knew who he was?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like is it a
Wow.
name around now? Is it a name?
Yeah, I
around
don't know if
town?
you would recognize the name, but he wasn't a stranger.
We'll have to text
Wow.
each other.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
You know what? You know what this reminds me of? Did you ever, guys, you're sort of young, but if you ever saw the show Frasier,
Sure. Yeah.
he had
I know
a
it.
horrible wife, Frasier did.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, that psychic maid that lived with him, she says, "Oh, I'm getting a horrible headache. Something awful is coming." And he said, "My ex-wife is funny." And it made me think, did you guys feel the energy when she was there? Because she's not a very good person.
Mm.
When she was in the court,
When she was near you guys.
In Manchester, by the sea.
I didn't know. I was feeling something. I didn't know what I was
Yeah.
feeling.
And then they found her up in New Hampshire. So anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah. So yeah, do you want to just further comment on Ghislaine Maxwell? The consequences?
Can I take a look? See, I'm going to take
Go
a
ahead,
look.
Good. I did a whole reading on it on my channel last night. I went on for.
Don't tell me what you said. I saw
Okay.
you, but I haven't had time to look at your show because I'm reading all morning.
I know nothing.
I know nothing. She's looking for a new beginning. She's looking to start something up. She was extremely upset.
A new beginning in prison?
Now, listen, I'm going to tell you. No, she thinks she can redo this. She thinks
Oh my
she can
God.
make this go away.
Oh my gosh. How could she think that?
She's actually getting sick, which is weird.
Stress will do that.
Stress, but I also feel she is talking to her attorney and she's maybe, oh yes, my God, she's thinking about spilling. She wasn't going to spill it first,
I got that too.
but now it's almost
got
like
that.
she got stubborn. I'm not going to give up anybody's name, but now she's so angry. Tell them I have names that'll make their hair curl.
Is it
I
too
don't know
late?
what part of the negotiation with her.
You want to tell me? Well, you're going to watch my video, but I just.
I'm going to watch. Yeah, no, go ahead and tell me.
I got that it was basically maximum sentence was like life in prison, and she's 60. So I got that it would be brought down to about, because they're going to appeal it. Her lawyers are claiming she was innocent. Yeah, right. But that's what they do. And they're going to appeal it. And all that will really happen is the sentence will be reduced by about 10 years.
Okay.
So she may get out when she's like 85, 90.
Okay. Did you see her spieling?
Yes. Well, yeah, I saw just a little bit of that, not much. Just like maybe tell on one person. Prince
Because if she
Andrew.
gets out of prison, if she squeals, if she gets out of prison, she has to worry about her own safety.
Yeah, but I mean, in her mid 80s, that's what I feel like it's going to be. So, let me see. Yeah, I think I'm wondering about Prince Andrew,
What are you feeling?
that she might be saying something about him,
Oh, okay.
that he might be the one. And, entertainment purposes only.
Right.
Trump was very involved in that.
Oh, yes, I saw it as clear as day.
Be involved. In fact, there was a lawsuit a while back from a little girl against him, and they, I don't consider him a smart human being, like high IQ, but he's a freaking genius in playing the legal system. Unbelievable.
Right. Hey,
Learned it
listen,
from her.
Kory, can we make an announcement real quick?
Absolutely.
I want to send best spiritual prayers and love to Colorado. They're going through some major fire disaster as we speak.
Oh my goodness.
Residents are being forced out of their homes and roads are being closed. I also want to send my love to my home state where I was born, Georgia. Big time tornadoes are hitting them now.
Right now, as we speak.
Yes, we need to say a prayer. Please, Lord, take care of these beautiful energies. Keep them safe. It's just Armageddon. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. December 30th, just so people know the date this is.
All right. Well said, ladies. Thanks for the question, Tony. Okay, the next question will start with you, Linda G. This is an interesting one. This is from Roxanne, and she asks, can our etheric body be interfered with by electromagnetic wave energy technology? What about the casual body?
The casual body can, but not the etheric body. I just got a picture of the etheric body walking through a lightning, and it just walked right through. So my guys are showing me that body is eternal and universal, but the regular body can be affected by vibrational energy, stuff like that.
That's interesting. I never thought about that. Is that what you got? You want my 2 cents
Sure,
on that?
if you.
So the question is, can the etheric body be affected by EMFs?
Yes.
We know that the physical body can, right? We're assuming that we all know that.
Yeah.
You need a little like thingamajiggy to stick a phone and stuff to keep the frequencies away. I actually do get the message that all that has really messed with people's brains.
Yes.
I think people are going crazy, and I think and that sounds total conspiracy, but nobody has proven me wrong about that as far as I know. It does affect people's like emotional stability. The etheric body being affected by EMFs, that's kind of a etheric, that word. I mean, I'm not sure what they mean. Like, do they mean the aura, the energy body? Because we're all energy. So to me, it's kind of like one and the same.
I would imagine in the spiritual realm, right? Etheric.
So the etheric body?
I always look at the etheric body like cocoon.
Me too. That's funny. I see it like that.
That's how my guides show themselves.
I always say that.
I don't get a human face. I don't get a human name. I get light.
When they're in the pool in that movie Cocoon, it's a really old movie, and she like takes off her human covering.
Mhm.
That's funny that you would say that, because I always use that as an example, because it seemed like the most like accurate depiction of the etheric body,
Yes.
because light beings in here. So I that's a toughie. I don't know how to answer that, because we're all energy. If we're broken down to the tiniest particles, we're just energy balls flying around here.
Right.
Interesting stuff. Okay, thanks for the question. All right, Annette, we'll start with you for this one. Stephanie Craig asks, why is everyone so afraid of Trump? I've watched for 5 years and I just don't get it. Does he hypnotize people, threaten their family? What's the deal?
Because it's textbook autocrat. It's textbook fascism. What happened on January 6th is a textbook coup to overthrow the government, and he has the capability of hypnotizing massive numbers of the population, huge numbers of the population, millions of people, the same way Adolf Hitler did.
Yes.
Oh my God, that man is so dangerous. And I really think people have to get that down in their souls, that this is not, we cannot be messing around with this, or we lose our democracy. And then we have no rights. Remember when the Black Lives Matter protests were happening? He wanted those protesters shot. And I am not exaggerating. You opened up a can of worms. I better shut up now.
We came this close to losing everything.
There are big angels. Archangel Michael was on it. There are big angels. That it's by the grace of God that we are still here, and we're still a sort of functioning democracy. People have got to get.
Yeah.
Today, well, you know what?
Go ahead.
We too, we have no idea, because we're so freaking naive.
Yeah. 70% of Republicans today on the news believe that that Trump won.
That's how fascist leaders rise to the top. That's how they do it. So it's absolutely terrifying. And I don't want people to be terrified. I just want people to be aware. We have been the strongest democracy in the world. We kind of got it down, and we have an opportunity to get it back. I really do believe that Trump came in so that we would strengthen our democracy, big picture thinking.
And listen, those people that were with Hitler, they're a lot like the people that are around Trump.
Yeah.
Let's get ugly. Let's get mean. Let's do these horrible things. They all jumped on board. So he's part of the leader to move forward, but he didn't create this. They were already sitting in the hallways waiting for their new master.
They were susceptible.
Yeah.
It's really amazing that we are still here the way that we are. So everybody pray.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, ladies. The next question comes from Giselle222, and she asks, and this is for you, Linda, to start us off with.
Okay.
Was 45, meaning Trump, made aware of ET presence on Earth when he was in office?
I have an answer for that when you're done.
I see, yes. A little bit. Somebody talked to him, but he doesn't care about anything about himself, and he could care less about ETs. He was interested, but not, ETs don't pay him any money, so whatever. He didn't want any money spent in the government to research ETs. No, that's a waste of money. So I feel like he was like, oh yeah, he knew about it, but I don't know if he believed it or if he cared. That's my hit.
Mm-hmm.
If he could be president of the aliens, he would care. I think it was a show that I did with you, Kory, when I said that I got a hit a long time ago that every president, when they first go into office, and within a few days, they take him into a room and they give him the lowdown on the aliens. Roswell and all that. Remember, we talked a lot about the aliens on our last show that you and I did, I think.
We get a lot of questions about it. I have another one to follow up.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and last year when we did 2021 predictions, I felt like this past year was the one where we'd find out aliens are real. And we did.
Yeah.
But they shut it down again. Remember, it was all over the news and then they quieted it down again. People aren't really ready to know.
Well, let's follow up with that from this question from Bonnie Carver, who asks, when are the aliens coming to help stop catastrophic events? Are they going to come and help, or are we destined to fix this ourselves?
I answered that the last show that Kory and I did, so we'll go to Linda.
Okay,
Well,
sure.
I actually talked to a high realm alien entity, and he told me they're not here to overtake, and we have free will, but they won't let us blow ourselves up. So they will stop any nuclear thing. They didn't really start coming here and showing themselves as much till Hiroshima. So they
Right.
would here, because there's a guy I know that said there was a newspaper picture of a ship over Chernobyl,
Right.
sucking up some of that radiation, because really what happened in Chernobyl should have been even worse. But these UFOs stopped some of that. Because all these military people are talking about UFOs showing up and shutting down all their nukes. Everything gets shut down. They're practicing. They're coming here and they're practicing shutting it down. So I feel like they will, in fact, shut it down. And did you see that huge triangle ship that was sitting over the Pentagon?
When?
It was scary. It was dark. I'll send you guys a link. It was taken by numerous people. And it's a big triangular, but it's dark outside. It didn't really have lights on it, just by the light, some of the moon. And it would slowly be turning, and it was right over the Pentagon.
I didn't see that.
Oh my God. And it was huge. I'll send it to you guys. It's been on all the UFO shows, but I'll send it to you.
I just wonder if it was recent.
No, it was a few years ago.
Well, that's like that movie Independence Day, isn't it? When the aliens come down? Did
No,
anybody see that?
these guys, they're not coming down to take over. No,
Oh yeah, but that was part of the
No.
movie. It came down.
But I felt like this ship was consuming information from the Pentagon. Unbeknownst to them, they weren't even realizing this was going on. So,
Mm.
but they're not here to take over, is what he said. He said, we're not here to take over. But the high spiritual realm over there is even greater than what we're doing. And of course, their intelligence is through the roof. So they actually don't have any, if the earth blows itself up, it's going to affect all galaxies. It's going to cause an effect. So that's why they're watching out for us, because it's safety for them too.
It's going to be like what's going on behind you, Kory.
Like that? That's a celebration. We're celebrating tonight. 2022.
I know. Linda, who's this alien that you speak of?
He came to me one time. I did a YouTube on him. He talked to me because I'll be honest with you. I was scared to death of aliens or UFOs.
Me too. Me too.
I didn't want to know about them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see them. And then
I don't
Tana
agree.
took me up to Sedona, and we went with this woman, and we went up in the hills with the military. We saw 54 ships that day. And I mean ships that were going up like this, and then they go that way.
Were they way, way, way up in the sky?
Yeah. And then if you put the light, they would, yeah, I think I'd be afraid to see a ship close by. So I wasn't really open to it. And then I had a dream about driving down Highway 1 right against the ocean. And I saw a ship, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a UFO. And it's a little too close for comfort. And it was quiet. Then the next thing, it was just like that movie that Steven Spielberg did. All shapes and sizes just landing into California, just coming in. And
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that and I thought, oh, that's weird. And then I kind of opened myself up more. And then this man came to me with a different face, not a human face. And then he started talking. Some people we consider to be angels. They're very tall, very white.
Yeah.
They wear the black jackets with the hats. Those are aliens. Those aren't angels. They come here to do something and then they disappear.
Were you talking to him on the etheric, or were you talking to him and like, was it a person that was an alien in the human
See him
body?
in my mind, and then we're not using That's how they talk too. They just don't talk. They talk mind to mind.
But you didn't see him with your eyes.
I could see what he looked like. I could see his
With
face.
with your eyes.
with
With
my,
your
in my
eyes. Oh,
like
with
when
your
I
third eye.
describe someone to somebody when I'm doing a psychic reading and I'll see a deceased
Right.
mother, I can see what she looks like. And I describe, that's what I saw. I saw him.
Right.
Very
Okay.
pale. Mhm.
All right. I get it.
I wouldn't date him, let's just say.
He's bald.
Linda, be honest.
All right, all right.
Maybe.
All right,
That's how
fascinating.
much alien cash he had. Maybe he had Bitcoin.
Okay, thanks for that. All right, Annette, the next question will start with you. This is from Pisces is Me. Pisces is Me is concerned about violence and global warming. She wants to know, where are some of the safest places to live in the future?
In the mountains. The top of the Himalayas. Okay, I'm just being silly. The safest places to live. Not where we live, Kory.
Really?
Let's see. Well, the sea level's rising, and just on that topic, where I live, right, there's a small beach, and the other day, I almost took a picture of it. There was like a steam shovel. They're trying to move the rocks around and make like pits for the water to go in, because the waves literally take the rocks now and they throw them into the road.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and all the icebergs are melting and stuff, so it's precarious. But I would say inland. If somebody looks at the global warming models, there are scientists have made these maps of the places that will be underwater. When I was maybe like when I was in my 20s, I used to have dreams of our area underwater. Like the fisherman at the wheel we talked about earlier, before we came on, underwater. That's right on the boulevard. Right. So I feel like if somebody looked at that map that the scientists made, maybe not that long ago, has anybody seen that? Like what places will be underwater?
I've seen.
I know Florida's going. Florida is.
Yeah,
definitely-
Florida's not even on it. Right. I would say look at that map and decide from there.
Yeah, I know any ocean, people talk about getting ocean property. I'm like, don't do it.
And they're building.
Listen, I just got a text from Arita, one of my clients, who said, Linda, please pray for us. 100-mile-per-hour winds, and it's spreading, and it's fire in Superior and Louisville, Colorado.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, I don't. You pick up on the collective. Today's really nervous energy. Today's like, I'm really feeling what's going on in the country. Especially.
If you guys saw my 2022 predictions, when I said, people are saying, because I didn't remember. When I talk, I don't remember what I say.
Yeah,
But I said a very famous NFL person was going to die. And then I said, there's at least 3 huge names in the political realm that are going to die. That's coming up, right? I didn't feel President Biden, but 3. So, of course, who I was hoping for. But John Madden, it didn't even hit 2022. John Madden died, which was huge.
Yeah.
And then Harry Reid the same day, just when something was going into Scorpio.
Oh, the same day, right?
Yeah. And everybody was like, oh my God, you just predicted that. So we have a couple more.
The third one, well, are you talking about for 2022?
I did the 2022, but I got a hit that a very big name in NFL was going to die. That has to be John Madden.
And then the third one is Archbishop Desmond Tutu.
Oh, no. Yes, he's a big person, but I felt like in American politics.
I see. Right.
Yeah. I'm hoping the next one is Mitch, but I'm not quite sure.
Did you? Now you're the one that's always saying, don't wish bad things.
I know.
I'm always like, yeah. But do you ever notice?
I feel shock and awe. I even see some big Hollywood names.
Do you ever notice at the end of each year, it just seems like a bunch of people die?
It's always this week. There's some always big names.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's weird. It's like they're just like, no, not doing another year on the planet.
Well, I wonder if they're waiting for Christmas to pass. Some of them.
Could be.
It's like some people will hold on for a certain date or something, or the family to be around, and then they'll let go.
The good news is like with John Madden, he was 85. You know,
Yeah.
he wasn't no young person. And with Harry Reid, who struggled with prostate cancer for years, he was 82. So at least they had a life, you know.
Yeah, they were just kind of ready.
Yeah.
Beautiful on the other side.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I just got this pretty interesting question in from Nom de Plume, who asks, why are the angels depicted as masculine? Michael, Gabriel, etc. And I have the same curiosity about the beings from other star systems. They're depicted as masculine also.
Whose question is it?
Nom de Plume. Oh,
I
so
mean,
whoever wants to start. I guess, Linda, why don't you start, please?
Well, I think it has something to do with Michelangelo, right?
Men.
Started seeing the masculine looking angels after Michelangelo. I could be wrong, even as women were masculine. I could be wrong. But that's
Well-
not what they look like. When Jesus came to me when I was 8 years old, he definitely wasn't no masculine. He was tall and lean, but he wasn't masculine.
Well, Jesus promoted a very, feminine principle of, receive the Holy Spirit. And it was all about kindness, and he was gentle, and, like he was in a very aggressive society. This hasn't changed much.
Right.
The thing about the angels is the reason they're depicted as male is because men have this patriarchal society we've been in for thousands and thousands of years. Men, maybe God's a woman, right?
Right.
So they'd be depicting the angels as male, but do you ever notice they kind of look kind of female too? They're androgynous. They don't have a
That's
sex.
what I was told. The angels are not male or female.
No, they're androgynous. They're other kinds of beings. They're light beings. So they're indescribable.
Interesting. Learning a lot tonight.
Does that answer the question?
I think so. Yeah. Thanks for the question, Nom de Plume. All right. We have another question. This is from Lynn Alexander, and Lynn asks, and I guess we'll start with you. Will there be violence to disrupt New Year's celebrations?
No, I don't feel for New Year's celebrations. And you know what? Honestly, I'm amazed at how many people are staying home. I truly am. Because remember, Linda, I was telling you, and I'll make the announcement at the end. Tomorrow night from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to have just kind of like a vigil with 8 minutes of meditation, followed by just reading something that's spiritual for 8 minutes for 3 continuous hours. And anybody can join on my.
Just so people know, Annette, that's Saturday, January 1st. Just in case.
No, it's New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay, Friday the 31st. Right. Okay.
So I'm in a time warp, but yeah, New Year's Eve is tomorrow, the 31st. So it's 6 to 9 p.m. on New Year's Eve. So I'm just saying that I'm surprised at how many people are so excited. It's like usually it's like, when you're used to having a party and nobody wants to come, but people want to be a part of that, because I feel like a lot of people are staying in. I haven't heard what's going on in New York City, but I don't feel violence on New Year's Eve. I'm a little bit feeling a little nervous, but nowhere near like last year.
Yes.
Around like 45 going and doing like this press conference on January 6th, which is a whole nother topic, but I'm not terrified like I was last year, but I'm a little concerned about that.
And a lot of people who are Trumpsters, all these new admissions going into the hospital are people who were not vaccinated.
I know it's and then Trump is out there promoting the vaccine now, sort of. I mean,
he says get the what's the third one? Get it. He got it. He said
booster.
He said it may be one of the best things man ever created was these vaccines, because he's trying to say I'm the one that got it going.
Yeah, and then he lost a lot of fans that way. So I am a little concerned. I'm fairly moderately concerned about violence because we're armed to the teeth.
Oh, well, no, what my prediction is, we're going to have those little cells, terrorist cells. They've already caught one guy with a massive amount of stuff and stopped him before he got it.
Domestic terrorist
There's
cells?
domestic terrorist cells going on as we speak. But, I just feel like they keep getting caught. Like you know what I'm saying? There may be some stuff that happens, but I'm not feeling Like I got the feeling before that Las Vegas shooting happened. I had a feeling of mass amount of people
Right.
dying.
Right.
I'm not getting that just yet, but I'll tend to get it right before it happens.
And you know what? I had it's great when you're tuned into your guides, and anybody can tune into their guides. When the whole January 6th debacle happened, and we're also freaked out, I just had a moment with my guides when they said, but look, Annette, it happened on the Epiphany, which is like the, Epiphany, like a revelation or illumination. And all those domestic terrorist groups were underground, but guess what? They were on camera, taking pictures of themselves.
Right.
So, I hadn't thought about it, and it just came to me in a flash, kind of like that they were all like the leaders of the Proud Boys and everything. They were all on camera. They weren't even hard to find anymore.
Right. And now Trump is blaming the Proud Boys.
They outed themselves. I also feel the Proud Boys getting really angry at Trump for some reason.
Oh, yes, because he's already saying they're the one. They did it.
Oh, is that why? Because a while back, I was like,
and he's mad at Rudy too. And everybody, including Jared and Ivanka and Bill Barr, begged Trump not to listen to Rudy, but he listened to Rudy and started that whole bull about the thing was rigged, and it was not.
Do you think Rudy's going to jail?
Oh God, yes.
Me too.
License is going to be revoked. He's got so much stuff coming up. That's why you don't hear from him either. Him and Roger Stone and all those guys are going down.
They took his license.
I never saw Trump go to jail.
Yeah, it's interesting. That whole thing. Anyway, we could go down. We kind of went down the rabbit hole a little bit. You were talking about New Year's Eve.
Well, yeah, but it literally led into the next question was from Sunflowers, and it was about Bill Barr. Bill Barr was served Michael Cohen's civil rights lawsuit against him. What's going to happen to Barr?
Barr's in a lot of trouble. I've been seeing that for a couple of years now.
Big time.
He had the worst cards, honest to God, Annette. His cards are so bad, worse than Trump.
Yeah, he was worried at the end before he left his position. He was really worried at the end. You remember you were saying that he kept telling Trump, you got to stop this,
Well, he said you can't take away Obamacare when you have a pandemic. What the hell are you thinking?
And then he told him that he didn't win the election too.
Well, he said he kept telling him, you're losing, dude. And Trump wouldn't listen to him. I thought you were my friend, Bill. Can't you go in there and make sure all these places vote for me instead? Can't you, sir? We did not find anything that proves that this election was rigged.
And Bill Barr for a while was like, no, it was rigged. It was rigged. There were all these fake, mail-in ballots and all this.
Yeah, but he was listening to all that bullshit from the Kraken and from Giuliani. And then when he really got down and looked at it, he realized, wait a second, it's like the judges that they keep going, even Trump judges, Your Honor, and then they're saying, well, show me the proof, and they have none.
No proof.
Have no proof.
At all. In fact, with the recounts, Biden won bigger.
All right, well, let's ask about President Biden. Laura Stanley specifically says she's worried about Biden and the midterms. Will something happen that will make people wake up to how hard he is working for us before it's too late? So, Linda, do you want to start with that, please?
Sure. Let Annette go first, and I'm going to do a quick throw on it.
Oh, okay, perfect. Annette?
Okay, so Biden and the midterms, they're concerned about him. What are they concerned about? That he's not going to...
People don't realize how hard he's working for us, is Laura's question.
I see kind of like a campaign to raise people's awareness of what the Democrats have done. Because we haven't seen that. I mean, it's kind of like behind the scenes, all the great things that they've done, and it's like the infrastructure bill, and I mean, there's a lot. Getting all the COVID vaccines out. I mean, I know we're still struggling with it, but hello, everyone. It's not Joe Biden's fault that there's a COVID virus. And it's not Joe Biden's fault that the economy is like, wow, because we're in a global pandemic. I feel like the Democrats are going to get on board, and the guys are just showing me, like, what the Lincoln Project was doing. They're still at it, by the way.
Yeah.
The ads against the criminal Republicans. I feel like Joe Biden's going to be fine. I do. And everyone's like, what's going to happen? Democrats are gonna lose the House. Democrats are gonna lose. Well, everybody just shut your pie hole.
Well, actually,
And-
the economy is really good. And just today they just announced that the unemployment is like at a historical low.
The real question is, are people gonna start listening to the truth?
Right, right.
You know, because Biden's doing an amazing job, and we're really fortunate that he's in office. I don't know if you get the comments on your page, Linda, that, oh, well, he's the Antichrist. And it's like, I mean, and if you listen to what like Steve Bannon is saying, that parent that said, let's go Brandon on the Christmas Eve call, and you listen to those people, and it's like talking about Joe Biden like he's the worst thing that ever happened to the world. It's like, what are you
Down the
basing
road,
that?
as my guides told me, he will be considered one of the greatest presidents that ever lived.
I think he is. I think nobody could have done the job that he's doing. And right now, this afternoon, he was talking to Putin. At 3:30 this afternoon, he was talking to Putin.
Yeah,
I did.
Putin wanted to talk to him. Did anybody hear what they were talking about, or what?
Well,
was
I did a reading on it last night, but I haven't, it might be on the news now, but I did a reading on it, and I got that our buddy Vlad, I call him, is gonna withdraw because maybe not totally, but he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place.
He is. He is.
He's, too big for his britches.
Right. Right. Now, if Trump was in there, they'd already taken over that country.
I did say that. I said if Trump was in there, he'd be cheering and want to go to invade Ukraine.
Remember that big fake thing he did after that guy had murdered all those children with gas? What was that guy's name? It's horrible. Syria.
Oh
And
yeah.
Trump said, we're going to bomb, but they let them know they were coming so they could get everything out of the way, and they bombed a spot that had nobody there.
Yeah, Assad.
Oh yeah. Gosh, there's so much news. I forgot about that.
So, Linda, were you going to pull cards for that question?
Yeah, no, I see him. You should see the good cards he has. He's battling right now, but
Yeah, Linda's been talking about the light behind Joe Biden, and I see the same thing.
he's got a light, and I didn't even see it until it was getting closer, and then all of a sudden I said, "Oh my God, it's him!" And
Something
I saw this
shifted.
brilliant light, and then that's
Something
when
shifted.
Franklin D. Roosevelt started telling me, "This president is going to do like I did and start a New Deal."
FDR is probably his guide.
FDR told me as clear as day that, and then, President Biden even said, this is going to be kind of like the New Deal. And I thought, oh my God, that's exactly what, but he's being watched by a lot of people.
And a
including
lot of guides, a lot of spirit guides.
a lot of spirits. He's really, really beloved over there. So, and the cool thing about him, as soon as Trump came in office, because he never felt legitimate. I wonder why. Maybe because Russia helped him get in.
Because he wasn't.
Had to prove himself. And then as soon as he walked into office, he started working on the campaign in 4 years.
Yeah.
And he was working on that sucker like you wouldn't believe, and just couldn't believe.
He didn't work on anything else.
No.
He just-
Somebody
Like,
said, "Oh, people, this Omicron or whatever it is, we had 2 million hits today, and Biden is on vacation." And people were writing to it. Was so funny. They're saying, "Oh, really? Well, your president was on vacation every weekend." And then he also called the virus a Democratic hoax.
Absolutely, he did. Yeah.
What can Biden do? He begs everybody, please get a vaccination, and they don't.
And Trump was golfing just about every single weekend on our dime.
On our time.
With all that security and all that travel expense and all the people, his entourage that went with him, and how much money?
We paid for the Secret Service to be shored up in his hotels. He made
That's what
money
the
off the United
Democrats
States. We were all, he thought we were stupid.
That's what the Democrats need to be talking about.
But
How
let
much
me
he
tell you
stole.
something. You can't fix stupid.
I know, we just have to rally the smart people. Not even like, high IQ, just reasonable people.
Yeah.
All right.
Kory, what's going on over there in your corner?
There are some people that really, honest to God, that I've met, that I talk to, that really can't get a vaccine. So we don't want to say everybody, because some people really cannot get a vaccine. They get
Well,
really,
listen, before they had a vaccine, we had a protocol, right? So it's true that if you continue to follow the protocol, that you won't get the virus. Am I missing something? How did that whole thing go away? Because if you're wearing an N95 mask and you're distancing, you're not getting in big crowds and closed areas, then that's a protocol too. I just had to say it.
There you go. There you go.
All right, moving right along. The next question, we'll start with you, Linda. This is from Shar, and Shar asks, what's causing the sonic shockwaves in San Diego? People report they feel earthquakes that are causing houses to shake and sonic booms, but the U.S. Geological Survey is not recording any earthquakes. So are you feeling anything over there in San Diego?
Right away, I saw Navy. What does that mean?
Well, the naval station's down in that neighborhood.
Right away, I saw
Oceanside.
Navy and I see some sort of government thing they're doing.
Yeah, I see that too.
They're trying something. It's all hush hush. You know how they treat us.
Is it offshore? Do you feel like it's offshore?
It feels like it's offshore.
Yeah, for me too. I feel like it's offshore and like way under the ocean. They gotta stop messing with the planet.
They got to. It might even be something where they're trying to even get more minerals or something. They're sort of a fracking energy, but they're doing it. Is it all day long, did they say, or?
No, but it seems to be an ongoing thing. What's
I
causing
think-
the sonic shockwaves in San Diego?
I get that it's the military.
I feel military. Right away, I felt military.
Why do they want to destroy the earth? I don't get it.
Oh, listen. It's just awful.
Interesting.
Why did the white man kill 7 million buffalo? 7 million buffalo.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, what they did.
I just read about that today, how they killed all those buffalo.
Yeah.
Just because they didn't want the natives to have any kind of meat or anything. So
Men and their guns. Oh, sorry, Kory.
and their guns, yeah.
Do anything. I'm just my little Santa hat in the corner, fireworks. Everything's over here.
But I will tell you something, because right now I'm rereading Empire of the Moon about my he's not my direct relative, but I know relatives of his, you know, the great Comanche chief whose name just left me, Quantum Parker. His mother was white. The Comanches towards the end, Comanches were vicious fighters. They weren't fair at all.
Yeah, I heard that. Right.
And they were nasty. These are my people. I can see where my anger comes from. Because I could be pretty angry myself. So it's just amazing how they used to fight the Kiowa, other tribes and stuff. And then the Kiowa and the Comanches, towards the end, before it ended, before they lost everything, they were vicious against the white man. Oh my God, they would.
Yeah.
They would,
well, you know, revenge.
the children and the women, and they would make them watch while they killed their husbands. It was terrible.
I know
people.
Yeah. We think things are bad and they are bad. And it's been really, really, really bad in the past too. But I just want to say,
they got pissed.
because you brought it up. My guru who's behind me on the wall, said Guru, he did a motorcycle trip when COVID hit. He was touring the world and speaking everywhere, but he did a motorcycle trip that now is all documented. And he visited all the Native American tribes that he could all over the country and talked to the chiefs and the elders. I don't know what they talked about, but it seemed like they were kind of on the same page with the energy of the earth and, you know, what needs to be done and healing. But you can find it on YouTube, Sadhguru's motorcycle. Well, it's Sadhguru, Sadhguru.
Okay.
If you just look up Sadhguru on YouTube, you'll see his
Well,
motorcycle.
I saw my chief when I first started reading, and I was Linda G. Comanche Psychic, and I wanted to make sure they didn't have a problem with me, even, you know, I'm a registered
Yeah,
Comanche,
right.
just in cases, because they might have said, what the hell are you doing? And he told me that Comanches do not believe in ghosts.
Well, you're not reading posts.
He said, well, you know, we really don't believe in ghosts. And then I start reading him and telling him about all these people around him, and I was dead on, thank God. And he had a big picture of Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp had made a picture of himself out of cigarette papers. And it was beautiful. I should have taken a picture of it. But he told me that it was fine to go ahead and use the Comanche. But he said, really, technically, they talked to the greater spirit and they smoked that peyote and saw the great eagle land in the fire. But they didn't, they were mobile. They didn't sit still. That's what I was telling you about this virus. When the white man came over, it wiped us out because we didn't have anything, because we lived in just these small groups and we didn't domesticate animals really. We had horses, but we didn't have, pigs and sheep and all that. We didn't. So that's why we didn't have the ability to fight these things. So
yeah, when you get groups of people, like, that's why we're having this global pandemic, because there's people flying all over the place from, before the pandemic. I don't know about you, Linda, but I couldn't get people to sit still for 5 minutes. It was like they were flying here and flying there. It's just like, and then it all shut down. So yeah, pandemics, the Native Americans, they didn't have a chance.
No.
What's interesting, Linda, is the book I have on hold at our local library here is Empire of the Summer Moon.
That's him.
That's it. So that's a story.
I have it on audio.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a psychic moment.
Yeah. It's one of the coolest things about doing these shows are you talk into the next question, even if it's unrelated to what the last question was. But the both of you have done this. You've talked into what the next subject is.
Yeah, it's a living. It's a living.
Is it because we're psycho? I mean, psychic.
It's just what we do. It's how we roll.
Look, all right.
I think you'll enjoy it, but it's very truthful.
Yeah,
you
it's a tough
will be
read.
very shocked what my tribe did. It is very shocking. But they were mad. They were sick of it. They kept making treaties, and then they need to be broken.
You can't blame them. They had to fight back, And I just want to say that I was listening to a talk on YouTube. I'm sorry, I don't have the name, but just if you look at what happened with the Dakota pipeline and what those people went through, you'll want to fight these oil companies. There's oil spills that have just destroyed all the, people that live off the land, the natives that still live off the land. They can't eat the game anymore. The oil companies have polluted the rivers and their source of food. It's just, we need to get off of big oil. It'll break your heart to hear what
That's good. Deborah Haaland is in office now. And let me tell you something.
Definitely. Very positive.
That Republican governor Stitt in Oklahoma. Well, it used to be, because my mom and all her brothers and sisters had, we get what they call an enrollment number. Back when my great-great-grandfather was given a piece of land and put in the rolls in the United States government, he had an enrollment number, my grandmother, and then they pass it on to members. That's how you become registered with the United States government. I'm a registered Comanche Indian. So it used to be that all the sisters and brothers had to approve when these leasing things, because right now the United States Treasurer takes care of all Indian owned land, leasing, etc. Why is it them that's doing it? See, because, savages couldn't take care of themselves.
It hasn't stopped.
It hasn't stopped, you guys. And let me tell you something else. He decided, you only need one approval. And guess what? They can just have to anyone they want. They're doing fracking. They've had earthquakes
and that's what's got to stop. That's just, I'm sorry. It just makes me so mad. We have to do something. But didn't President Biden stop it?
Yes, I love it. And also, remember, Trump was allowing other people to go on our national historical sites.
Oh my God.
And even at the Grand Canyon. And Trump, as soon as Biden got in, one of the first things he did was stop it. And Deborah Haaland's stopping it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. I mean, and Trump would have gotten in again if it weren't for COVID. So there must be a God.
Absolutely, yes.
He would have, I think that was the angels preventing Trump from blowing up the planet. I'm not joking.
Because he would have let Russia take over on wherever they wanted to go. Saudi Arabia would have been in our business. It would have been worse. And he would have made sure he was president for life. he would have made sure that
He
he
would have
changed.
insulted Kim Jong-un and called him Little Rocket Man, and then Kim Jong-un would like throw his missiles over. It would have been awful. So anyway, have faith, people. I know it sounds terrible,
Have
but
faith, even though we're complaining, have faith.
we're actually in a good place because things did turn around after January 6th. I know we have a long way
Well,
to go.
listen, as bad as it was, my guides kept telling me, tell everybody that Trump's gonna lose. They kept telling me that.
Yeah, but before COVID hit, he was on his way to win big
No,
time.
they told me he was gonna lose since the day he walked in. And they also told me,
Good.
listen, it will be proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Russia helped him become president.
Since the day he walked in, they said he was
Since
going
the
to lose.
day where he came in, they told me, don't worry, another person, a Democrat will win. And they also showed a gray-haired man and a dark-haired woman. I didn't know who it was. I thought it could be
Yeah.
Bloomberg. And I was kind of excited about other candidates. And in the debate,
Yeah.
Biden looked like a deer in the headlights. He didn't look good at all. And then all of a sudden I saw that light and I said, oops, it's him.
But just as a testimonial for all the psychics that are on YouTube right now, there's a bunch of us. We all said Biden would win.
Yes.
Okay, ladies, our next question comes from Raksha Andresen. And the question is, will Democrats keep the House and the Senate? And by how many votes? So Annette, you want to start?
We get that question a lot. By how many votes?
Well, that's a tough one.
It's November 2022, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
I'm going to ask Pendulum, and I'll pick a few cards. Are the Democrats going to win the House? We got to get that voting rights thing.
Well,
They will. Don't worry about it.
where do you hear what the next question is?
It's saying yes. It's a kind of a strong yes. What's the next question?
Will
The
the
Senate.
voting rights bill pass?
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Do we just keep doing that? You
Yeah.
can just stand there, Kory, like you are, and just like telepathically send us the questions, and we'll be like,
It's amazing.
got it.
I have
Okay,
to
so
go with what my guys said because they've been telling me, just like they said Trump was going to lose. They've been telling me, even when I watch the news and they're saying, obviously the Democrats are going to lose. And my guys keep saying, no, they're going to be surprised.
they need MSNBC. You know, they have a formula, and it's like freak everybody out. I'm just so done with that. I'll still watch it, but now I have a perspective on it that's like, just know that they're totally exaggerating and they're working on scaring you. So now I can kind of take it with a grain of salt. This is we have a lot to navigate through. This is going to be an exercise for the
Yep.
Democrats to get it together and to win the House.
There you
And
go.
that does have to do with voting rights. But see how he's navigating through the swords?
Exactly.
It's not going to be all, easy peasy.
No, it's not going to be easy. No.
No, we're going to have to work really hard for that. And the justice card is coming up. So it's going to be fair. And the emperor is coming up. And that would be a yes.
A yes.
A
And
firm-
the last time, the big one, 2019, okay, Trump was in office. What was the one where he lost bigly? And he was going town to town to town and saying, you got to vote for Republican because if you don't, I'll get impeached. Do you remember he went around town to town to town? Beto O'Rourke was running that time. So was that
Right.
the 2018? That was the 2018.
Yeah.
I did a spreadsheet and I post it every time there's a big thing, and I'll do it this time too on my channel.
Oh, good.
And I have a girl that she's a lovely girl that is a professional. She works with all these people. She said her and her people took my spreadsheets and I was 86% correct. And they even said, oh, she said, those two ones from Georgia are going to win. There's no way that's going to happen. But for some reason, when I really concentrate, I can see it. But what I see this time is definitely more in the Senate than we had before. Definitely more.
I just got the number
And
6.
it feels closer in Congress. It feels closer.
I got the number 6 too. The 6, because you asked how many? By 6. 6 votes.
So where a mansion doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right. And it's interesting because I came across, once in a while I go to Facebook, not that much anymore, but I saw, they pop up a year ago. And I actually watched my 1 year ago to the day yesterday or the day before. And I did say Ossoff and Warnock would win. I saw more.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw more of a contested thing. But it actually wasn't that, but I definitely saw them winning. The Democrats will keep the House and they're going to have more of a majority by not very much.
But at least more.
Yeah, but they will.
Or that Gillibrand, who's by the way will lose. And that I don't see how that Manchin can be even in there. He does nothing for his people.
You mean Cinema?
Cinema's going to lose too.
Yeah, they're going to lose. They're both going to lose. So people are really angry at Cinema.
Yes.
She makes me angry.
And the coal people are mad at Manchin because they wanted that New Deal, the BBB. They said, no, we want you to get it because we want to be trained in something else to do besides coal.
Not only that, they want their babies to be fed.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
It's despicable. It really.
But it was really weird in that I was doing the show and I kept feeling Beto O'Rourke, right? So I'm like, and Beto O'Rourke, and in the middle of it, right in the middle of it, I heard, oh, sorry, Linda, no.
Not this time. What about the next
time?
time?
I was like, oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. My guys just said, no, he's not going to win. It was so weird. Right in the stream, they said no. And I said, oh my God, he's not. And he lost.
What about the next time?
I think he's going to win.
I do too. I got that too. Beto.
And I think Stacey Abrams is going to take Georgia.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. Is that the next question, Kory?
Well, it rolled into, will the voting rights bill pass and cancel out all the voting laws passed by Republicans at the state level?
I get yes. Linda?
I get yes too. And I feel like it's right as we're getting closer, but enough time to overturn all their bull that they've thrown out there. Yeah.
It's funny because I haven't had this amount of clarity about that. And I'm starting to think we have a psychic, sort of a thing going, a collective event going, because I haven't felt this strongly about it till this moment, that all that voting rights BS is going to be thrown out. And I don't know why Ron DeSantis just popped into my head, but I think it's just like that whole crew. all the senators are like that, and the governors that are like that are just trying to take our voting rights away. I really think Americans are going to be like, no freaking way are you going to keep doing this BS, because Americans aren't stupid.
No.
Maybe some people are kind of, not playing with the full deck, but remember, Obama was in for 8 years.
I know.
If those people didn't leave the country,
they hated him so bad when he was in there.
I know, because he had a brain. So, if the people that voted for Obama twice didn't leave the country or die, we're still here.
We're still here.
We just need to get off the couch.
But I also feel something major with Biden is coming up. Something really good that people are like, yes. So I don't know what that is. It might even be this deal with the infrastructure and or Putin. I feel him working on Putin and it turns out okay.
Yeah, on that note, just really quickly, last night on my video, I saw Biden conceding on one little thing and then Putin pulling back.
What is it conceding? Giving him more?
I'm not sure, just one little thing. I think to me, it felt like something like, he'll tell Ukraine not to join NATO or something like that.
Oh my God, that's so funny you said that, because I felt like for now to keep the peace, we'll ask that they don't join NATO.
We'll just say we're not going to talk about NATO for Ukraine right now. Okay, Zelensky.
Eventually they will. Yeah. Okay. That makes
just sense. For the time being. Yeah.
That is the weirdest feeling. I just had that snapshot this morning and then you said it.
See? We're having a psychic moment all over the place.
Things are happening. Fireworks are going off, folks.
Kory, you're going to get really psychic too. It revs up, Yeah. We'll have to ask you a question.
Yeah, right. Look at that shit.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Well,
Who's doing
along the
this?
same vein, we have another question about another race. This is Catherine Mushaw is asking, what's the story with Dr. Oz running in Pennsylvania, and will he win?
No.
No. I think we have a consensus.
Maybe I should have answered that
Like
one.
so much pressure on him. They're going to go into the deepest, darkest places, and he might even have to step out before he even begins.
I got that they were going to uncover some really dark, slimy stuff. And I don't want to go into details because it's so dark and slimy.
Oh,
Yeah.
people tuning
Oh,
in,
that's-
they kind of want the details. I'm just saying.
I know they asked. Oh, your thing just said 2022.
What did? Oh, up behind me?
You can't do that. It's not here yet.
Well, people will be tuning in at some
Be
point.
careful when you tell a man his thing just said.
You never.
Yes, 2022. The first time I've seen that.
Oh my God. Comedians, we appreciate that kind of humor.
Yeah.
And it's being fresh.
These things happen.
Keep it clean.
All right, Annette, one more political question. Since this is in our backyard, this is Laura
fine.
Poulin Hankins asks, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker announced that he won't seek re-election. What is
I know.
behind his decision?
I'm so sad about that. I really feel like he just doesn't want to deal with the Republican Party, like the way the Republican Party is right now. He doesn't want to like be associated with it. That's happening all
Is
over.
he a Republican? I don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's a governor of Massachusetts. How long has he been in? Like 6 years, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
He's really done a great job, but he's a Republican. He's the old-fashioned kind of Republican. He's a good guy. He's in a Democrat state. Democratic, I mean, I hate when people say Democrat. They caught on. But I feel like it's because of the haters.
How old is he in it?
I don't know. Do you know?
Low 60s, right?
Yeah,
He looks
yeah,
good. I've been
wow.
him before.
he doesn't want to deal with any crap anymore.
Yeah.
He has a family, he's come here for the different events in town and, he's for the fishing industry and, he's done a great job. And he got a plane to go. Remember he got the Patriots plane to go to China to get the N95 masks
Yeah, crap.
on the sly when Trump wouldn't let us have our PPE when COVID started and the governors were all scrambling. They didn't know what to do. That was
Terrible.
Yeah, he got the Patriots, the football team plane.
Yeah.
He did a deal and got the plane to fly over there and get N95 masks and PPE. So, he's done a good job. But I think it's unfortunate. I think we really need to support our, the good leaders as much as we possibly can. There's no excuse for people not supporting the leaders that are true public servants.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to Charlie. He wants his life. You can't, Adam Kinzinger, he's a Republican who's on the January 6th committee and voted to impeach Trump the second time. He's having a new baby. And it's like, he's not going to run again for anything. He's starting a group called Country First to fight for voting rights. And all these good people are stepping down. It's a really interesting time.
Right.
We shall see what happens.
Okay. All right, Linda, next question's for you, sort of in that same vein. When will the DOJ get fully involved in the January 6th investigation? And will Garland ever appoint a special prosecutor?
I feel yes. I know everybody's mad at him, but I'm feeling like he will turn around. He's very slow. And let me tell you what he's doing. He's filtering out the Trumpsters within the DOJ.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like he will definitely do stuff that makes everybody happy. I just see it. I don't know why, but I see it. I see there's so much complaining too. He's almost got his back up against the wall.
Who's complaining?
Oh, everybody is. Everybody's saying, when is he going to do something? This has been a year now and nothing's been done.
Well, early on, I got that his life was being threatened and the life of his family was being threatened, and not that he's not protected, because I feel like he's well protected. I feel like there were Trumpsters that were threatening him in the Department of Justice. I felt like there were leftover Trumpsters, still kind of running that department.
Yeah.
Thank God he's out. Thank God Trump is out. And I've been people have been asking us a lot about Merrick Garland. What's the deal? The guide showed me the other day that when we see the whole thing all seamlessly, laid out, we're going to be like, oh, we're so glad he took that long.
So
'Cause
when
it took that
when the commission gives us the prime time
Yeah.
show that they're going to do, oh my God, I can't
It's
wait.
going to be like, this is what happened. The
Right.
whole
It
story.
will convince some people, but the Trumpsters, no, they won't. They're saying it's a
Well,
bunch of hogwash. It's a
That's
witch.
a cult. That's
Yeah.
a cult. The leader can do no wrong in a cult.
Yeah.
But enough of us will be, watching that it's going to shift the direction of this country in a good way. So Merrick Garland, I think once he's done with this, I actually think he's going to step down.
Fantastic.
Why would he want to stay? I mean,
Interesting. All right, we finally have a question about COVID. This is from Leslie King in Australia. Hello, Australia.
hey, Australia.
Yeah. She says, cases are rising fast, but hospitalizations and deaths are relatively low. Will we manage to keep these down, and how long will it impact?
Whose turn is it?
Wait, and what was the question again?
So
About
basically, it's about COVID. Australian states have relaxed their COVID restrictions. Vaccinations have reached set levels. Cases are rising fast, but hospitalizations and deaths are relatively low.
Yeah,
Will we manage to keep these down, and how long will it impact?
I think it'll last. You know what? Can I tell you something? It rose big time today too in Australia. But I feel like, remember what I said about this Omicron? It felt, with the United States at least, I saw like it's a wildfire and it goes through. It just zoom. That's what I saw. So it feels fast and furious. And I feel Australia is going to be fine. I see them, nobody going out for New Year's, but it feels like fast. That's what it feels like.
I got that it would pretty much be done by the end of March, not completely, obviously, but by the end of March, we'd be kind of on our way to be done with.
Right.
But there's another variant coming.
Yeah, now I don't get that, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen because I didn't get the Omicron at all. I got the very first one. I predicted that.
I was asking today.
But I don't get any other variants. Sterling told me that Delta was coming and he was worried about it. And then I was like, shoot, doggone it. I was really hoping it'd be gone. And then I asked him, is another one coming? And then he wasn't picking it up. And then the Omicron hit. But I felt like fast and furious.
That one, yeah. And I see 4 more variants.
Yeah.
I see 4 more variants. And I think it was Kory and I did a show and I said, I just relayed that I saw 8 vaccinations.
That we are going to end up getting as Americans?
Well, it's up to the person if they want to get that many shots, but I see 8 vaccinations.
What I was seeing is that we're going to get shots every year, just like the flu, but for this type of virus.
Oh, but an interesting thing came up last night in my reading. I felt like they were going to find a cure for the common cold because of all this.
Isn't that something?
Because it's a cold virus. It's just a vicious.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Side effect,
Well, here's
While we're at it, let's cure the common cold. While we're doing this stuff.
Well, here's a question to piggyback off that last one. It's from Christine Smith, and she asks, where are these variants coming from? Do they have them sitting on a shelf and then decide which one they're going to release?
Oh, is it my turn or Linda's?
Well, whoever wants to start. How's that?
You can start, Annette.
What happened was, and I am sure about this. This is as sure as I can be. My feeling. We have destroyed so much of the ecosystem on the planet that, when you even consider the rainforests have been cleared, like it just limitless acreage, you don't even know how much. So the animals lost their natural habitats, and the viruses and diseases they would pass to each other jumped to humans. I feel like that they were working on it in the lab. I'm not sure what they were doing in Wuhan in the lab, but they were researching something about this particular COVID virus, and it did by accident get out. But it came from a bat. And the guides are saying monkey too. I'm not sure why they're showing me monkeys. But it came from the animal kingdom. And there's, you know what, Linda, you were talking to Mel one day, I remember, and there's a word to describe, it starts with a Z, it's zoo something, when a virus jumps from a disease jumps from animals to humans.
Right. The most interesting thing I saw was there was a guy that wrote on, it might have been the Washington Post or something, but he said he lived in China with his wife, and there was an actual ad for scientists to come and help in China work on the COVID-19.
Yeah, so they were working.
They were asking for scientists, and then he said, then it happened, right?
Yeah.
It was boom. And he said, it's interesting, the ad was still in there for some time. He took a picture of the ad. So obviously they were, like you said, they were working on something.
Yeah. I don't know what they were looking for, but it just seemed like they were researching it. And then, you know, those things, that's why they wear those hazmat suits, and, you know, they go into these like tubes, and because they knew how dangerous it was and how contagious it was, but it leaked. It just leaked. And I get really, really angry when I hear these people saying, we need to kill Dr. Fauci because he started the virus.
It's terrible.
It's just awful.
And why is that word kill being used all the time out of the mouth?
That's a good question.
They can't debate him. They want him dead. So it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's insanity. Do we have a question about that next?
The next one, well, we have one on healthcare in general.
Oh, last night I said that the healthcare industry is going to change completely. A lot of industries are going to just change completely.
Right.
Do you get anything on that, Linda, the healthcare industry?
And also, you know, the for-profit stuff is going out the door. You know, and you got to get rid of those people in what do you call them? The people that try to
the lobby.
Even Obama said he was going to get rid of them, and he did.
The lobby. They're just
the lobbyists. You know, when I worked in anesthesia, because I was a nurse and I ended up getting injured. So I started working for the Department of Anesthesia more in an administrative capacity. And the lobbyists, not lobbyists, but the pharmacists would come in and bring all these beautiful lunches and gifts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if they could, fortunately, my boss, the chief, was not somebody who could be bought, but he'd take your stuff. He couldn't be bought. If he didn't like the product, he wasn't going to use it. But my God, they couldn't do enough for you. And that's what's going on in Washington. They just keep getting fed by these people.
And you wonder why the price of drugs is so high. It's like they're even paying for these people to go on vacations and, you know, get all extra kickback and everything. A big pharma, I don't know. The healthcare industry is never going to repair itself as long as big pharma is there.
Yeah. So that, but I don't know if I'll see it in my lifetime, but I do see big changes coming.
It's got to be huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to have to be a total overhaul. That's a complicated issue.
Very. Yeah. And that question was from Jamie Lynn. So thanks for that, Jamie. All right, here's another toughie. It's the housing market. And Dorothy Leach asks, when will it be a good time to buy a house? And will prices go down soon? So Linda, we'll start with you for that one.
Yeah, I already answered that, and that question keeps getting asked. So I'll give that one totally.
Well, if they get this BB through, and if we get a second term for Biden, I feel like they're really going to work on affordable housing for new buyers, for people to be able to get. But this, unfortunately, the interest rate's going to go up a little bit pretty soon here.
I got 2023.
Okay.
Things would get better. Did you get that, or did you get time frame?
I feel sooner than later, and I see Biden working on it.
Could be January 2023.
Right. But I don't see a crash like what happened in 2008.
No, that'll never
Fortunately,
happen.
we have a lot of things that we're taking care of, that like banks and with mortgages, that they can't do like they did before.
They're regulated more. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to a nice, fuzzy, furry little question here. Annette, we'll start with you.
Yeah, you have a nice fuzzy furry question. I can't believe it.
I do. Will the number of animal adoptions, pet adoptions, continue to skyrocket? We saw that happen once COVID hit. Everyone and their mom has a little pet now.
Linda's a pet person. I don't have any
Oh,
pets.
yeah, I got my 2 babies, my Labradoodles, Lulu and Jack.
Oh, great breed.
They didn't stare at me all day. I'm finally saying, would you quit looking at me?
I love your videos of them, like with their Halloween costumes and stuff.
Yeah,
They're
my
really-
son's girlfriend does that. She does those little with the talking.
they're hilarious.
You know, Jack is supposed to be so sophisticated and Lulu's so mean to him.
She's a comedian. That's hilarious.
No.
So
But
the question
pet
is,
adoptions go up, I do feel, and I do feel to make sure everybody's neutered and spayed, and I know a lot of great people who work with animals, like cats and all that stuff. There's a guy in New York named Joe that took on all kinds of, what do you call them? The cats that live but don't interbreed and don't have anybody. He feeds them, he takes them, and he gets them neutered.
Well,
And he
feral
gets their
cat.
house. Yeah, he
Yeah.
takes care of all these cats, and he's got a good gig going there. He's doing a good job.
what do you think, Kory?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they can keep up at the pace they've been at for the last 18 months because it's been crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But I think what's great now with most people staying home and not having to commute to the office, now they can devote more time to the pets.
Devote more time.
If
Like
they
my
had to go
dog.
back to the office, right, you'd have all that separation anxiety from these pets, or people have to realize that caring for a pet or taking care of one takes a lot more effort than
Oh,
you think.
yeah.
They're not just in your lap all day at the house, you know?
But you know, the other day, a dog and an owner were walking by my house, and that dog had balls, and I hadn't seen balls in so long.
Really?
Seeing a dog with balls is very
I'm
unusual.
sure you guys are out of my arena right now. Kory's he spends a lot of time at the pet place.
Yeah, at the local animal shelter, sure. Yeah.
Animal shelter, yeah.
My wife's a veterinarian, so
I
yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
look,
his wife's
Jack,
a-
that dog has balls like you used to have.
Yeah, it's an anomaly. You can get the prosthetic ones, you know, if you just want your dog to look a little bit more.
I didn't know you could get the.
Next
Oh, yeah.
question.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you got a couple ping pong balls in there, so it's a real thing.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah. So, folks, yeah, we won the
Class.
game of the questions. That deserves a little bell ring.
Class. Pay attention.
Okay, thanks for that question. All right, we just got this one in. We touched upon this a little bit earlier, but we can touch upon it again. This is from Ange Humphreys, and she asked, will the aliens help us with global warming?
Will
Specifically,
the aliens
Will
help
the
us?
aliens Pump us?
Help
help
us.
us. Will the aliens help us with global
Oh,
warming?
help us.
Oh, jeez.
We're pumping ourselves with global
I
warming.
think we
We're
lost
not-
Linda a couple minutes back, I'm afraid.
We don't need help with the global warming. I think we got it.
Will they help us with global warming?
Yeah. Did
Why
you
is
think the
that-
next question was going to be about dog balls, the way we've been predicting that tonight?
Well, when you said pump us, I was imagining a dog on someone's leg, but
Jeez.
let me see.
I'm sorry, whoever asked that question. Sorry. We're out of
You know
control.
what? Can I tell you something?
Mm.
Go ahead.
The aliens, look at this, look at the sun. The aliens are like, they can talk to you. They can talk to you like angelic forms and my guides. And I feel they actually work with scientists and subconsciously give them information of things to do because they don't want the planet to be destroyed. So I feel like there's some stuff they do give them, but let me tell you, we're making a turnaround right now and we're going through a really bad part and it's going to last a little while.
We're going through a turnaround. What's the turnaround
People
to?
will not be buying property on the beach. People aren't getting the hint yet. They still
I
think,
am telling you, where we live, they're building houses, they're building hundreds of homes right at the edge of the ocean. It's crazy. But the aliens, I do see past lives, and I had a past life where I was a priestess and I was communicating with them. So there you go. And I'm probably not the first one that's a psychic that has felt that. You probably felt that too. Like we, people are gonna think I'm crazy. I'm taking a risk here, but oh well. We never pretend to be normal anyway. they do impart information. They do
Yeah.
consult with us. It's just that they do it on the etheric. They're at a different vibrational frequency. They're at a higher frequency. And speaking of dogs, it's like, dogs can hear the high frequency sounds and we can't. They have a range, they can hear, and we can't see the range of the frequency that the aliens and the angels, for that matter, are in. It's not that they're not there. They are there. A long time ago, I read that book, Out on a Limb by Shirley MacLaine. Did you ever read that, Linda?
No.
Out on a Limb. You got to read that. It's an old book.
Oh, wait a second. I read it years ago.
She went to Peru and they just take aliens for granted. They watch them fly in and out of the mountaintop, and she was hiking.
Watched it too. Yeah.
She was hiking. I think she made a movie. They made a movie out of that book, Out on a Limb. Anyway, she was hiking and she bumped into this small person that had big, big eyes and was dressed kind of like a Peruvian, but she kind of communicated with it and just really knew it was an alien. So they're here. There's a book too called Aliens Among Us. Ruth Montgomery, maybe?
Ruth Montgomery.
I mean, it's just like, to me, this is common knowledge, As far as helping us with global warming, I think I kind of get this. You guys are on your own. We tried to help you.
Yeah. But they are piecing information. They're giving people information.
They're helping with the technology.
Yeah.
To do that. But I think we're going to go through some really hard times before we finally, get it. We just need power over the oil companies somehow. I was putting gas in my car yesterday, and honestly, I was kind of in a hurry, and I kind of spilled a little bit of the gas when I was, fueling up, taking it back, and it's kind of spilled in my car, and I had to find something to wipe it off before I was going out of town, and I couldn't keep it in my car because it would have smelled to high heaven. And I'm like, why are we still doing this? Why are we still pouring smelly gasoline in our cars when we can literally, what's Mark Zuckerberg doing? We can literally teletransport an image of ourselves from, about the metaverse. We can have us like a clone, an energetic form, transported somewhere.
I got no idea where you're going there, but I don't know anything about Zuckerberg.
It's unbelievable what technology is capable of, and we're still pouring gas into our cars. And it's stinky and it's gross and it's disgusting.
Unless you have an electric car, but I worry about electricity going down too.
Well, the aliens are giving us the technology for so many things, and I'm sure we already have it, but it's the greed.
These oil companies. When where I grew up, people never took a car. You took those little railroads, like a cable car in my town. And guess who came in? Ford and Goodrich tires came in and ripped those all out.
Mm.
We got to stop this. The aliens, I feel like they gave us the technology, but we're not using it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for that, ladies. We have a handful of questions from all points around the world that we can quickly touch upon. Along the same vein there, Vivian William asks, we've had so much talk about water and flooding. Any hint to the areas of the globe where this will take place in?
I think we talked about
who's more susceptible now to flooding and rising sea levels?
Didn't we talk about that?
And Wales and Scotland and Ireland. I see Florida, and I see islands being affected. The Philippines, all that. I see islands.
Oh, yeah.
Vietnam. Mm-hmm.
There was a clip of a president of one of the islands. I don't remember what it was. It was a really obscure one. And he was given an address. I think it was during the climate summit this past year. And he was standing at a podium, but he was up to his waist in water to make a point that he just went in the water to make a point. We're underwater. All those little islands are going to be underwater.
Yeah.
All right, and Linda, you just mentioned Florida. Sue Sullivan asked, will Florida get hit with any hurricanes in January?
January?
Amelie, yep.
I just heard no.
That's not typical, but there's nothing.
I saw
typical.
bad weather though. I saw a lot of rain and stuff, but I even see tornadoes, but I'm not seeing a hurricane. Not now. They will get some, but not now. That's me.
Right.
That's what I'm getting. What
Well,
are you
hurricane
getting
season
there?
starts like around July, August. Typically, but nothing's typical now.
Yeah.
Like that tornado that came down like a vacuum cleaner and wiped out the South early in the month.
Wasn't that so sad?
I can't even believe it still. Gotta help those people.
All right, let's go to the opposite corner of the U.S. And H.A. Roulette asks, what do you see for Washington State? We get a lot of questions from people in Washington State.
We do.
So any environmental concerns there or weather-related events we need to worry about?
Whose turn?
You can go ahead, Annette.
I saw earthquakes. And lots of rain. Like lots and lots of flooding. You got anything, Linda?
I'm seeing a lot of flooding. I don't know about earthquakes. I'm feeling more towards Oregon.
They're not big. They're small earthquakes,
No,
but
yeah. Nothing
earthquake.
devastating. No.
Yeah.
I don't see a volcano going off either.
Like what? Mount St. Helens?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that Washington State?
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep feeling instability under the ground.
Okay.
Is there a fault line through Washington State? Because it just seems susceptible. You want to Google it there, Kory?
I don't
Is there a
know.
fault line?
Is there a fault line that goes through Washington State? The San Andreas fault?
I'll look up.
That's far off. But the Earth is going to be shifting. I get a lot of like magnetic force changes. The magnetic force of the Earth, like pole shifts and that kind of thing. It's
That's
going to be a
right
different world.
Pole shift is definitely taking place right now.
Yeah.
There are 3 major fault lines in Washington State.
Just call me psychic. I have no idea.
Well, I feel Oregon, and I think they have a fault, but I'm also feeling Alaska getting hit with some more.
Same kind of direct.
Yeah, but if it isn't in Washington, it's not big. I'm not feeling big.
No, I see damage. It's not like major.
No.
All right, let's go to another part of the world. This is Ozer Akhtar, who asked if there are any 2022 predictions for Pakistan, especially for the city of Karachi.
Oh boy, they're everywhere. People
So
are
hello,
everywhere.
Pakistan.
Wow. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.
Amazing.
Pakistan, do we see anything for just like general in
Mhm.
general? I actually am picking up a lot of community, like better community services, like better. It just feels like the communities in Pakistan are going to be more. I have no idea what's going on in Pakistan. I do feel like there's been a lot of tumult, but that the people are going to really start coming together and working together to form stronger communities there. It feels like it's been very unstable, but they kind of start getting into a momentum and things start improving gradually. But like health care and just resources kind of thing.
I feel it coming together. Yeah.
Yeah, getting resources to the people finally, better management, and I think they're on the up and up this year. Yeah, I feel good things.
Okay. Linda, do you need to expand to that at all, or?
Yeah, I just feel energetically that it might be turning more spiritual, Pakistan.
Yeah, it feels like less kind of violent and more peace. It feels more peaceful.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
Maybe they're gonna.
I'm not feeling bad for Pakistan. I don't see Armageddon. I just see it becoming more spiritual.
Maybe more peace with India, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, let's make the next question even tougher. Someone has asked about Finland. Do you have a read on Finland at all?
On what's going to happen in 2022?
Yes.
We're going to go around the whole world.
Yeah. I literally
You
named this category around the world. We were all over the place in this one.
Well, you know what I love on New Year's Eve when they, becomes the new year in every different country and you see their fireworks displays. Where's the one behind you? Oh, I see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, it's a random one. It's been
Yeah,
in a loop for a while.
It's kind of that. Finland. I feel good things for Finland too.
Finland, I have a couple of people that write me or that are customers from Finland.
Mm.
They got sick with the COVID, by the way.
Yeah, but they
were
weren't
bad in Finland.
Was it really?
Finland didn't have any mandates, mask mandates, or so. Wasn't that the country that they just decided to go for the herd immunity?
Sweden had done that.
It was Sweden. I thought it was Finland too.
No, Finland got hit. I remember somebody talked about it.
I feel some kind of an export coming from Finland that, like, how sometimes something catches on and everyone's like, I don't know, drinking a certain kind of coffee or something, like Kona coffee. You know how that happens sometimes? And like, everyone's all of a sudden everyone's like on the bandwagon, something
Right,
trend.
but can I tell you something? I just got a hit on a volcano. I don't know if there's anything near Finland, but I feel
I don't know.
something with the weather is going to affect Finland. And it feels it's volcano related.
Kory, go on
You
it.
heard it here first.
I was supposed to be in Norway this past month.
You?
Maybe emerge, yeah. But I don't know. I'll report from there. We'll do a show from there sometime.
There you go.
Yeah. Interesting.
So is there a volcano in Finland?
I do not know.
Maybe one will rise from the sea. Because Linda's a volcano. I don't know. There probably is.
I could look that up real quick, but
Google it.
I'll get to that. So, ladies, let me ask you: do you speak at all to missing persons?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
we've gone specific questions about.
Oh, southern Finland has an active volcano island.
Well, there we go.
Crap.
You win.
Yep.
I hope it doesn't hurt anybody.
I hope I won chocolate.
I was thinking maybe the export would be chocolate. Do they make chocolate in Finland?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's probably good chocolate too.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I feel like something's coming out.
So what
I
were
bet
you
there's
asking?
licorice in it.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I looked it up.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, but Europeans, they love licorice and chocolate everywhere I go.
Me too. I'm European.
Yeah.
The food in Scotland sucked except for the chocolate, and the water out of the tap was delish.
Mm.
And the cheese was good
Mm.
Where?
in Scotland.
Oh, really? Huh.
Mm.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, we only have a few minutes left to go, but Linda,
we're
if you're
done.
okay, do you want me to throw a couple of these names at you that people are asking about, missing persons?
I have 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope I can do good because I've been reading so long. I might be a little bit like I'm starting to get a headache.
Yeah.
We meant to ask you how long you could hold up.
Oh, we have an idea. Yeah. It's already 6:10 now, so we can just do a few more minutes here.
Linda, have you ever gotten a psychic hangover?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
I can go, like, if I do a party or something, and I haven't.
Oh, I used to do parties and it was too
Yeah.
much.
I haven't since COVID, but my limit was 12 readings. And then I just go home like, well, just like,
I know.
Space.
You can't even think. You can't even just like now
No.
doing this.
no, you can't.
The missing children is an extremely delicate thing.
Yeah,
And
we
I
still done that.
tell people like, can I tell you a quick story? And of course I'm
Sure.
blowing my own horn. But there was a woman that ended up missing. A girl wrote me for the family. Her car was parked, but they never found her. She usually jogged every day. And I saw her still alive. I said, she's still alive, but she's hurt. And you've got to get out there and find her because she's there. But she's hurt because they thought for sure someone kidnapped her or whatever. I'm talking like 2 weeks went by. A helicopter saw her in a ravine. And what happened is she fell and broke her leg. But fortunately, she was near a stream, so she could drink the
wow.
water.
Mm.
Wow.
And she was bitten up by bugs and stuff, but they did find her. And it's just amazing because, when I look, I tend to look probably for the worst news, just like that little Gabby girl. As I didn't know who she was, everybody said, what happened to her, Linda? I said, she's dead already. I could see her in spirit. And I said, and the boyfriend's going to commit suicide, which, by the way, they did find a bullet wound in his skull.
Yep.
And it was like, so sometimes I have to be on it and I have to be ripe and be able to do it. I can't force it. It has to come like that.
What a blessing and a gift that you found that woman.
It was amazing. In fact, the family was thrilled. I said they're even going to do a little show or something about what happened to her. So,
right.
Well, maybe to be safe, then we just encourage those people who ask those questions to maybe have a private reading with you, Linda.
maybe, yeah.
Oh, they're
Well,
asking-
I don't read for money for missing children at all. I don't, you write me at grindle9103@comcast.net, send a picture, tell me when this person's been missing, how long, and then I go from there.
Okay.
But I don't charge for murders or missing children.
I have not ever offered that, but I have, I can remote view what happened.
Mhm.
It's just that you don't want to really, like there was a missing person a couple years ago where we live, and
Right.
I was like, I had the whole movie in my head. It was terrible, and people were asking me, and I was like, "What good does it do for me to really tell you?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But
You
the
know?
thing is, sometimes I can tell, and I don't know if you get this, if it's going to be resolved as far as will the person that
Right.
murdered them be found,
Right.
and
right.
or will they ever get their body?
In this situation, it wasn't going to be found, and it would just be left. And that's actually what happened. The Gabby thing, I don't like, it's hard to look at, but the Gabby thing right off the bat, I got guilty and snapped, those two words. He was guilty, and it was because he snapped. He was just like,
Yeah, I felt like he turned cray. Yeah.
all of a sudden, because that can happen to people sometimes. So he snapped. And then when they were looking for him in the Florida Everglades, I kept seeing a body face down in the water.
Yeah, that's how they found him.
And people are saying like, oh no, he ran away to Mexico, or I don't know what. I heard all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was like, no, he couldn't handle the guilt, and he went and he just, did they find a bullet in his head?
They found a bullet in his skull. That
Oh,
was
'cause
not
didn't,
too long ago.
I
He
wasn't
actually
sure
shot
how.
himself, killed himself.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how, but I knew he would commit suicide. But I just kept seeing a body face down in the Everglades. It was terrible. But then, did you hear? I think it was Lilac Lantern was talking about that after Gabby, they did all this like huge search for her. It raised awareness of that she was a white girl, and that they raised awareness that they don't search so far and wide for like the Native American missing girls, and then as a result, they actually went and found some, missing. Unfortunately, they weren't alive, but it brought the resolution to some of the families.
Oh, no.
I thought that was just really interesting because we all have a purpose, and it's too big for us to understand this, but to just look at, oh my gosh, that was a soul that helped through that tragedy, inadvertently
Right.
it turned around, and those families at least had like resolution, because those Native girls that have gone missing, and Kory and I
It's
talked about that
terrible.
last show.
Mhm.
Somebody asked the question, what happened to the Native American girls that are going missing? And I got kidnapping all over this. Like,
I did too. And there's one girl that my cousins knew that was a mother, and they knew she wouldn't leave her kids. And I saw that she was dead, and I didn't see them finding her body either.
yeah, and I got it was racism. It was just
Did
awful.
they find out, were those two lesbian women found that were on their honeymoon or something? I went up there where Gabby was.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
Those two women were missing too.
Well, so for Grammy Bear and Cindy Nichols, we've heard your questions, right? I'll leave, Linda, you want me to leave the email there for the comments so they can reach out to you?
Yes, thanks. Grindle9103@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, and thank you for the question, ladies. Okay, so
Kory, I just have a question. Are those like individuals that are asking about individuals that they know?
yes.
Yeah, that's kind of.
And can I
Individual-
tell
I
you
don't know if
something?
they're-
A lot of times I tell people, especially if I see that they're not alive, I say I need permission from the family member, or have the
Right.
family Because
Exactly.
I don't want to announce it on a show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know the tactful way around that, so I appreciate your answer there. So, okay.
Happy world questions.
Well, I was wondering if we wanted to end the show with a community card for, for the globe at large for 2022.
You mean
Okay.
the collective community,
Yeah,
not our communities? Okay.
Okay, so Annette, why don't you start, and then we'll end with a bang with Linda, and then we'll do our goodbyes and see what you two ladies have up to through the new year. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we have a second here. We want to thank all the viewers out there. Amazing showing tonight, and thanks for all your support this year. You can follow Linda G, the Comanche Psychic. She has her big channel here on YouTube. And Annette Dion, find her at Annette Dion on YouTube as well. And then I'm sure that Annette and I will do a show sooner than later. And hopefully, Linda, we do a show with you as well in the near future, too. I love spending time with both of you.
No, I'm in. I'm game.
For sure. Okay. So I'll pick 3 cards, and thank you all for watching. What an awesome thing we have here. The advent of the psychics on YouTube really started with Trump.
I didn't even want to do a YouTube. My guy said, you're going to do a YouTube. And I said, I don't want to get up and brush my hair.
And now look at you.
Thing is, really, I mean, when COVID hit, right, it changed my whole universe, because I was just doing readings in person with people, and all of a sudden everything came to a screeching halt, and I had to go totally online, right? So it opened up a whole new universe for me.
Right.
And now I'm grateful to have the universe opened to me, not like I wanted it to go that way, but we don't have control over that. Right. So it's been really good, because the psychics on YouTube, and Linda's been like the fairy godmother for the psychics. She waves her wand, and all of a sudden everyone knows about us.
It is true. Yeah, she dusted some magic on this channel. We truly appreciate it.
May all those blessings shower you like.
It's an honor to be able to do this, and this is the work I was told to do. So you just follow when they tell you. You have to do what they're saying.
It's so true. That's why I'm doing tomorrow night.
How many cards did you pick?
I for some reason I have 4.
4.
So that's interesting. What I'm seeing here is this is going to be a year that we become more spiritual.
Good, yay.
The Hierophant. This is going to be like, spirituality is going to be like kind of, when yoga kind of went mainstream? Remember that? Because there was a time that yoga was like, what? You twist like a pretzel? And then it just went mainstream. Spirituality is going mainstream because people need a place to go. People need hope.
Well, this YouTube that we're doing now,
exactly.
4 years. No, I've been doing this for 5 years. So even 10 years ago, nobody would have paid attention to us.
No, that's true. So it's because of the tumult that we're kind of getting popular. So, and we are so grateful for that. The King of Wands, we're going to see some leaders really step up. I feel like, I do feel like the Beto O'Rourke's and that type are going to really be at the forefront. People know, you know what I mean? Like, people know what's good. People know what goodness is. People know that what kindness, like how kindness makes them feel. And, we're going to do a turn, and we can pray that it's more quickly than it has been, but we're going to do a turn where all this like killing and violence and like kill Dr. Fauci and take down, the government that's going to become like enough already. Yeah, it was an interesting movie, but we're done with it.
We're done with it.
There's a lot of long.
The Greens and the Bobarts are a thing of the past.
Yeah, they're on their way out. This is Wands. This is all new beginnings, innovation, new ideas, new approaches, things you'd never think would be happening in terms of innovation and technology. And the younger generation getting their day in the sun. The younger generation, I mean, they're taking over, and they're like the just graduated from high school generations. They're going to be really leading the path, leading the world.
Well, they also are the ones that are having to suffer with gun violence in their schools, and they're tired of it.
Yeah, they're going to create a whole new vision for the world and this country too. So, and they're also the next generations coming in are a different they're a different species of humans.
Yes.
They're really evolved beings, and you know, I just really feel like they've come in with a very strong like focus. I don't know if you know, if you have relatives in that age group like Linda, but they're special souls.
Like, well, my son is 29 and my other son's 25. So
Yeah, you know, 25 and below, like 18 to 25. They're just, so many of them are so smart, and they didn't get that smart just in this lifetime.
no,
Old souls.
they
Yeah.
came for a reason. So
All right. You got 4?
I got 4. I've got the 9 of Cups, so some wishes come true
Yay.
for us coming
That's
up.
good
And
economy.
look, this is Biden with the 4 of Pentacles. So it's almost like, hold on, because we're working at the new beginning. So we're still in the work stage in 2022.
Yeah.
But that 4 of Wands could even mean be careful with monies or people. The money situation within the United States is going to get stronger and stronger.
It's going to go down at first, I think, but then, you know, kind of like the tide goes out before it comes back in. It's going to be kind of like that, I think. But I mean, I'm glad that we did that question because it feels good. I feel
Good.
like
We got good cards, my friend.
optimistic. There are reasons to have
You
hope.
always got to give hope.
I know, after all those heavy questions.
Hey, that was great, though. What a beautiful ending to a great show. I appreciate both of your time, Linda and Annette. I'm wishing you health and happiness in 2022. And Linda especially. I mean, I've known Annette for a long time, but it's been great getting to know you, you know, even virtually. And I really do appreciate your time, and I look forward to working with you.
I'm very honored, you guys, to be with you guys. Thank you,
So
Kory.
fun. So fun. Thank you,
As you
Linda.
guys could have said, no, we don't want that big headed, you know what?
No.
I don't need her big ass head on my show. Oh, hell
Come
no.
to Massachusetts and see us.
I will.
When it's safe.
Listen, as soon as I can travel again, I'll probably be coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
you should
nice.
come here.
Because I really want to go back to Boston to the JFK library. My kids were little
yeah.
before and they were running all over the place. So I didn't get to stand there and consume it and concentrate. I want to go there. I did have a good time at Dealey Plaza. Are those people still waiting for JFK at Dealey Plaza?
He's not coming.
No, I know, but are those poor people still standing there waiting for him?
Well, that's in Dallas. I don't know. I think they
So sad.
I heard they were not doing well, so we'll see. But
It's so sad.
crazy.
Okay. All right.
Until next time, ladies. Linda
next
G, the Comanche Psychic. Follow her on YouTube. Annette Dion, follow her on YouTube. Do you have anything imminently coming up?
I talked about my New Year's Eve,
Okay.
6 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be live streaming on YouTube. 8 minutes of meditation and 8 minutes of reading something uplifting and spiritual continuously for 3 hours. Live
Linda,
stream.
you're always on.
I'll be coming on and checking you out.
Awesome.
Oh God, yeah, tell everyone, because we're just gonna, you know, create a peaceful vibration for the planet.
Sounds good. Oh, this Sunday I'm with my Sterling. You know, I love my Sterling. I do a Sunday show with him. So
That's great.
and Mel
Yeah,
and
but
I are going
on
to be
New
on
Year's
Monday.
Eve.
I took sort of a break, you know. Sometimes I need just to lay around and I'm thinking of going vegetarian. So I'm looking at my old Linda McCartney cookbooks and
I have that cookbook.
okay.
I have that cookbook. It's really good. I love it. And I went vegetarian going on 3 years ago now. And at first I still craved meat, but at 2 years in, you just don't anymore.
Yeah, and like my sister, her sons want to do it, so she's basically veg now too. So
Yeah, it's really good. I appreciate it.
my younger son, he can take or leave meat. So like right now I have to leave so I can cook him some food, and I'll make him a nice spaghetti sauce with spaghetti with no meat.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, it's easy.
All right. Happy New Year,
right.
folks.
Happy
Remember,
New Year.
Thank you.
the magic word is dog balls for 2022. That's